Okay everyone, and welcome back to my DDLC Purist Let's Play. Now, I'd actually gone on Reddit and asked the creator, or at least major contributor of the mod, on Reddit if it was okay to record this, and they gave me the go-ahead, so yeah. I'm pretty sure as long as I keep providing credit in the description, I'll be fine of using footage from their mod. So, just to be clear, I do have the mod owner's permission to make this. So, yeah, I'm really getting in the inside track now. You may also notice this piece of paper sitting on my desk. That's going to be important later. I already told you about it in the Discord chats, if you read those, but yeah, let's just get right to the point, shall we? Now, the title screen at this point is a bit different. I fucking love the music from this mod, dude. Oh, it's pure gold. As you can see, Sayori has finally shown up. And depending on whose route you do, the character of the route you're doing will show up on the title screen. You just need to start the route. You don't actually need to complete it, which I thought initially. So yeah, for now you'll just be staring at Best Bun on the title screen, which is really the best way for her to spend her time, but let's just get back right into it. Right, we were at the festival, and I just made the choice to yell, "Bravo! Bravo!" No sooner had she started reading her poem that her voice became filled with confidence, like she owned the room. She was met with even louder cheers than Sayori's performance did. Soon after, she was followed by Monika and Natsuki. Even before they started reading, it was clear Monika was the highlight of the show. She was met with deafening cheers even before she read her poem, which turned out to be an amazing piece of work. Finally, it was my turn. Oh boy. As the only guy in the literature club, I feel pressured to put on a good show. It's only when I look out at the crowd that I notice most of the audience are guys from my year. They look at me like I'm a weirdo. Sup? I hear a few guys from my class whispering amongst themselves. I know the rumors will be inevitable. Part of me wants to just step down and leave. It'd be less of an embarrassment to me if I did. However, just as I start hesitating, I hear a girl's voice cheering me on. I look down and see Sayori smiling at me. You can do this, Alex. I believe in you. I don't think she did that in the video I watched, because I watched the video on this to get the choices right. Yes, like I said, the choices are important. That's why I'm ripping them. I'm sorry, but I really want to make sure I get this right, okay? I really don't want to screw anything up. But to be perfectly clear, to be perfectly honest, those first two choices I made up until this point were completely mine. I did not look anything up. I made those choices by my own choice. Alright? The rest of the choices, I'm going to use this paper as a reference. But for now, the only choice that's important is the first one, choice number 1. That SR means Sayori route, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, it has to do with paying money. Will become important later. I have to do this for her. I have to put on a good performance. Not to please them, but to make her happy. I take a deep breath to swallow my anxiety and then read my poem. It's of questionable quality compared to the rest, and I met with the coldest reception of the entire club. Barely anyone applauds me, and I hear one or two guys booing me. They tell me to stop writing since my poem is terrible. Even though I'm used to being treated like a joke by my classmates, hearing them insult me like this hurts me a little more than usual. Give a warm round of applause, everyone. He did great. Not even Monika convinced the crowd to give as much as a single clap in my direction. Just then, I hear someone clapping loudly. I turn my head to see Sayori. Sayori? You did so great, Alex. I'm proud of you. What is she doing? Sayori turns around to face the crowd. If not for Alex, I wouldn't have been able to read my poem. It'd never be finished. Alex is a great person and friend, anxious to help me with my poem, even if it meant his would have glaring flaws. Sayori brings me a bright smile before facing the crowd again. Your best bun. Now, this scene didn't happen in to the guy whose videos I watched, but it did happen to me. So I think this indicates that you're really heading the right way. Sayori openly supporting you. So please, give him credit where credit is due. I heard the crowd muttering amongst themselves again. Before I know it, a few of them start clapping. After a few seconds, the whole audience, with the exception of a few people, applauds me. Well, at least he got a bit of an applause, but it's still incredibly embarrassing, considering how much they hated it initially. I blush slightly. What is this that I feel? It's like my entire body's heating up to painful levels. I can't take this. I feel more embarrassed than I've ever been in my life. I need to get out of here. Before anyone can stop me, I take my awful poem and dash out the room. You may think that his reaction here is a bit unreasonable, but I mean, come on, I probably react the same way. My performance was a complete disaster. I don't remember the last time I was this embarrassed in my entire life. I made a fool of myself, the literature club, and messed up in front of Sayori. This sucks. I feel like punching the wall in frustration. Of all the days when I wanted to impress her, of all the days when I didn't want to look like a big dork in front of Sayori, of course I had to mess up today. On top of that, my classmates saw me screw up. I'm sure this is going to have consequences for me. I start walking aimlessly down the corridor, keeping my head low and my hands in my pockets. The pleasant smell of various food stands invades my nostrils, but I don't feel tempted to stop and check them out. I just want to get out of here, go home, and forget about screwing up like this. My phone vibrates as I walk. For a second I stop to check it and see that Sayori sent me a message. Damn it! She's probably panicking right about now, but I feel I can't go back. Everyone will just point at me and laugh. I put the phone back in my pocket and start walking faster than before. Just then I hear the sound of someone running behind me. I don't care to look over my shoulder to start running as well. I soon see the door to the schoolyard in front of me. At this rate, I'll... Ow! Crash into the side of one of the food stands and collapse on the floor like a downed tree. Great. Just great. As I slowly open my eyes, I look up to see the faces of several second-year students. I can tell they're trying really hard to suppress their laughter. Suddenly, one of them leaps out of the way, and I see a familiar face look down on me with a concerned look in her eye. On her face. Sayori. Alex, are you alright? I look like it really hurts. She reaches out to me. I take her hand and get up. I then glance at the small crowd of students who had gathered around me. Show's over, let me through. The crowd slowly disperses while I hear them muttering something about me being a clumsy idiot. Still feeling a little dizzy, I look over at Sayori. You ran too fast. I tried to warn you not to run like that. Her voice is filled with genuine concern. It makes me feel guilty that I made her worry like that. I'm sorry. If I had been a little louder, then maybe you wouldn't have crashed like that. No, I'm sorry for running away from the event like that. I'm sure the others must be furious with me, especially Natsuki. Before I know it, she wraps her arms around me and hugs me tightly. Don't worry about it. I'm sure they understand that. Before she can continue, some female students that pass us wolf whistle at us, calling us a dorky couple. We break apart and I feel my cheeks redden from embarrassment, as if today wasn't bad enough already. I feel tempted to correct them that we're not a couple, but I know that it'd only make things worse. Let's ditch these guys. My head hurts. Alright. The cheery voice that I've known all these years returns. Oh, I know a great place where they won't disturb us. I try to walk, but it feels like the whole room is spinning. As a result, I'm forced to lean on her for support as she leads the way to the schoolyard. Sayori leads me to a bench located in a remote part of the schoolyard. I look around and notice there are very few students present. As soon as I sit down, Sayori runs her fingers along my forehead to look for bruises. I'm fine, Sayori, don't worry about me. You know I'll always worry. Anyway, it doesn't look like you hurt yourself too bad. She breathes a sigh of relief and sits down next to me. I feel her staring at me, and I soon turn my eyes towards her, gazing into her eyes. The music, man, the fucking music. Especially when we get to Yuri's round. I think there is this particular track in there that I love it so much. Neither of us speaks a word for a while. All I can hear is the chatter of the students and the rustle of the leaves in the wind. Too many thoughts run through my head. Soon enough, Sayori becomes self-conscious from my gaze and looks down, blushing lightly. I respond by looking down as well. Sorry. About what? I don't know, I guess I made you uncomfortable? Don't worry about it. I think it's fun spending time with you. Sayori's smile fades all of a sudden. I wish things would go back to how they were before. Before I realize what I'm doing, I put my left arm around her shoulder. An awkward tension arises between us, but Sayori doesn't push me away. Instead, I see a weak, hollow smirk forming on her lips. I don't want that. Sayori looks at me again, saying nothing. We can never go back to how things were before, but we can make new, happy memories together. As long as we stick together, we'll find a way. Sayori tries to say something, but shakes her head and sighs. Then, all of a sudden, she starts laughing. I sigh. Oh, come on. What I'm saying isn't that ridiculous. Sayori shakes her head. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I just... Seeing you so optimistic and trying to cheer me up, it feels so surreal. Oh, come on. Am I usually that negative? She chuckles again. Thank you, Alex. You somehow know how to make me feel appreciated. Ditto, Sayori. Her laughter dies down and her face takes a serious look. I notice her moving a little closer to me. Sayori? Yes? Do you trust me?
I do.
Good. Because I want you to trust me that I want to help you. I spent a lot of time thinking last night. I pull her a little closer. She doesn't resist. I want you to be happy. She shakes her head and looks away.
Please, I don't.
I'm not done. I take a deep breath and gather my courage. She needs to know. I don't want you to. I don't want you to deal with this alone. But that's not my only reason. I want to spend more time with you. After a long pause, Leora's eyes have become filled with tears, and she rests her head on my shoulder.
I guess I'm selfish or something, but I feel the same way.
What? She wipes her tears away and continues in a slightly dazed tone.
It'd make me happy if I could be with you more often.
My cheeks redden. Upon realizing what she just said, she blushes as well.
Wait, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, I know.
You're
She lowers her voice down to a whisper.
the only one I trust enough to tell about any of this.
I take a moment to process what you just told me. I have one question, Sayori. Why me? She purses her lips and tries to find an answer, but ends up shaking her head.
I don't know. I just feel deep down that you won't take advantage of me. And the way you always make me smile, even when I'm sad, even when I feel like I'm worthless.
I notice her voice breaking and quickly look at her face to see tears forming in her eyes. I brush away her tears and give her a reassuring smile. The tension between us is making it hard for me to breathe. Don't worry. Please continue. I'm here for you, Sayori. If it helps, you make me feel the same way. I trust you because you're the only person who doesn't think of me as a joke. That's why I think I can help you, since without you always cheering me up, I'd probably feel worthless as well.
Can I ask a selfish request of you?
Of course. She pauses as if looking for the right words. I don't rush her. I give her all the time she needs.
Is it okay with you if we do more together? I mean, I understand if you have better things to do.
I want that too.
Great!
She hesitates for a moment.
If you want to ask the others, then that's fine too.
No, I want to spend more time with only you. It'll make me happy.
Okay, if you say it'll make you happy, then I believe you.
No sooner does she finish saying that than she lets out a loud yawn. I look at her and notice the bags in her eyes. Sayori, how much did you sleep last night?
I got enough sleep.
How much exactly?
Okay, I know it's no use lying to you. I couldn't sleep. I was afraid of what it'd mean for me now that I told you about my condition.
How about this then? We can already start spending more time together, but only after you've rested.
It's no use. I only feel the rain clouds going away when I'm with you. Since then I know this isn't a dream, I can just wake up front to find that I've lost you.
I smile bitterly. Okay then, you can rest here. Use me as a pillow. Before she can protest, I scoot closer and pat my lap. Sayori knows I won't back down. Use me as a pillow, woman! I won't ask again. That is the order!
Only if you promise me one thing.
Your wish is my command. She laughs dryly.
Don't disappear while I sleep. Please don't be a dream.
That is so weird. Like, just thinking about this, like, she really likes these moments so much that she started thinking that it's a dream. And that when she falls asleep and wakes up the next morning, that it'll be gone and it'll be like it never even happened. She wants to make sure that it's real by going to sleep with Alex and having him still be there when she wakes up to make sure that it's not a dream. That is... Whew. I'm getting a bit... I'm getting a bit emotional already. This is great. This man does things to me, man. Ugh. I promise you, Sayori. I'll be here when you wake up. And when you do, I'll take you someplace fun.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Sayori's eyes can no longer hide her fatigue. After Pinky swearing to her that I won't go away, she smiles and lies down on my lap. 5 minutes later, she falls asleep. I look at her for a while. She looks different when she's asleep. Her face is even more gentle and peaceful. This feels kind of creepy, but I know what he's doing here. As long as you don't make it too awkward and look at her too long and be creepy about it, I take off my jacket and carefully cover her with it to prevent her from getting cold while she sleeps. I then look up at the sky and suddenly promise myself that I won't let her down. Ever. Just as I'm about to take my phone out of my jacket pocket, I see it vibrate. I check to see that Monica sent me a message, wondering if I'm alright after I ran out like that. I text her that I felt like the stress was too much for me and I wanted some fresh air, to which she merely responded that I should spend the rest of the day to relax and enjoy myself. I don't reply. I'll hold off on enjoying myself until Sayori wakes up. Right now, she needs rest, and I promised her I wouldn't leave. Yeah, she hasn't slept a wink last night, so yeah, she definitely needs some sleep. Come on, focus. There we go. As I look down on Sayori's sleeping face, I tell myself that our story begins now. 5 hours have passed since Sayori fell asleep. The festival is coming to a close, and I'm starting to feel numb from sitting like a statue in the cold wind. The smell of food is torturing my hungry stomach, but despite my discomfort, I haven't stood up once. I promised I'd wait for Sayori, and I would make good on that promise. Besides, while waiting for her, I got a lot of time to think about my situation. Our situation. I read all sorts of online articles about depression as well. That should suffice. I soon hear a low murmur from my side and look down to see Sayori slowly opening her eyes. Morning, or, well, good afternoon, I guess. Upon seeing me, she breathes out a reassuring sigh.
You're still here.
I start to humor her. Sorry if you were expecting someone better. She laughs, then notices that I put my jacket over her to keep her from getting cold.
Don't say that. You're better than anyone I know. I'm sorry I made you wait so long.
You needed sleep! You needed sleep, bud! Like, come on! He's not gonna mind. I mean, yeah, he's hungry, but fuck that. I need to be here for my waifu! Yeah? Bank on! Sorry about that. Another blooper. I'll probably leave it in because, again, my content needs funnies somehow. It was my mother tongue, my own language. It was Dutch, so you probably didn't understand a word of it, but yeah. Don't worry about it. Was your nap good? She nods.
How long was I asleep?
5 hours.
And you sat here this whole time?
I pat her head and stroke her hair to the side. It's not like I had anything better to do. Besides, it felt good to be useful to someone for once. I realize this is getting awkward again. Maybe a joke would lighten the mood. That, and what guy wouldn't want a cute girl resting on them?
You think I'm cute?
Nope, that only made the awkwardness increase tenfold. Yeah, but she's not wrong though. She's cute. He's not wrong though. She's cute as hell. Ooh, I want to hold her. Keep it together. Keep it together. Despite me having lost any kind of feeling in my face a few hours ago, I feel my cheeks flare up. Anyway, why don't we get going? She throws me a perplexed look. Did you forget? I told you I'd take you someplace nice when you woke up. You're paying though. I waited for so long and I'll think I'll faint from hunger soon.
Fair enough.
Sarah yawns and rubs her eyes again.
That was the most complete comfortable nap I've ever had.
I'm glad to hear that, Sayori. She hums as she returns my jacket to me and gets up. As I try to get up, only to find out my legs have fallen asleep due to her resting her head on my knees while she slept. Sayori, noticing this, is quick to lend me a helping hand, and for the second time today I lean on her for support as I walk. Neither of us says anything for a while, though I occasionally hear a low humming sound coming from her. When we stop near the road to wait for the cars to pass by, I look into her eyes and see that they're filled with more vitality than ever. Just how many demons does she keep inside herself? About 1,000? Just as the sun began to set, we found a nice little cafe on the side, not too far away from our homes. We sit down at an empty table once we're inside. Sayori seems to have cheered up, compared to how she was yesterday.
Wow, I'm honestly surprised, Alex.
About what?
I didn't know there was such a nice cafe near where we live. It's funny, I've walked past here every time we go home from school, but I've never even bothered to look.
I shrug and laugh sheepishly. I found it by accident one day. I was bored, hungry, and I didn't want to bother making food. So I overheard some girls at school mention some really cheap cafe near where I live. So I cast her eyes downward.
Oh, is that so?
Is something the matter? She shakes her head and returns to her old cheery self.
Nope, not at all. I'm just thinking about what to order here.
What are you in the mood for? She shrugs.
I think I'll have whatever you have.
Come on, I'm kind of curious about your tastes.
Huh? How come?
Whenever you came over to visit, you always ate whatever I wanted. It's the same story whenever I come to visit you. So, I want today to be all about you. Sounds cheesy as fuck, but we're just gonna roll with it. And yes, we're gonna go to the 25-minute mark because goddammit, I want you to experience as much of this mod as possible. It's called Cafe Memoria, by the way. That's why I'll order whatever you decide to order. Slurry laughs at my remark. I can tell from her expression that she is happy I'm taking her interest in her taste.
Are you sure?
I thought silently.
In that case,
Before I can stop her, she moves her chair next to me and opens the cafe's menu.
let's order something together and split it.
Right, like I want more people to mistake us for a couple today. On the other hand, when I look at how happy she seems when she reads aloud every item on the cafe's menu list, I feel like I can't deny her. It'd be wrong, so I decided to play along with her. Alright, let's do that. Sounds fun.
Yay! I was so worried you're telling me it's a silly idea, but I thought it was kind of cute.
Truth be told, I don't mind sharing a meal with her. This isn't like one of those situations where you see in an anime where two people actually go on a date without realizing, is it? Realizing it, is it?
Of course not. I mean, can you believe how awkward that would be? Besides, I'm not dating material anyway.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are the best dating material. You are the number one in that department. Absolutely. Absolutely. Vine sauce reference. You probably don't get it. Let's see. We're at the 21-minute mark. I think I still have enough time to get to the choice. I hope, and otherwise I'll just save it for the next time. I'll probably even hit you with the double upload tomorrow, or whenever I have time enough to get around to it. Hey, don't say that. I noticed how at least a few guys in my class are staring at you when you read your poem.
Yeah, but I don't think I can handle the stress. It's okay, Alex. I've already come to terms with the fact that I'll likely stay single forever.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
But if I can't be happy, I at least want to devote my life to making others happy. I think then their happiness would shine on me.
She clasps her hands together and smiles. For some reason, however, her comment made me feel a little sad. It's not fair. She notices the concern in my eyes and shakes her head.
Anyway, that's enough sob stories for one dinner. Let's order up.
Alright, what do you want?
Ooh, how does pizza sound?
Why do they sell pizza at a cafe? That sounds pretty weird, but okay. Pizza? Isn't that a pretty large dish?
We're both pretty hungry, and also if you split it in half, then it should be just enough for us to handle without overeating.
That's a good idea. Waiter! Sarah returns to her seat and we make casual small talk while waiting for our meal. We then gulp up the slices of pizza down like a pair of hungry wolves. Even though I'm clearly hungrier than her, Sarah finishes her share so fast that I'm left wondering if she has a black hole in place of a stomach. She's curvy. Her metabolism is clearly better than mine since she barely breaks a sweat while I'm left heaving for breath by the time I'm halfway done with my portion. She finds a slight amusement in my struggle and eventually starts giving me a pep talk to motivate me to finish. And it puts its humor to get used to. I like that. After an hour, my epic battle with the pizza comes to an end. Dude, come on, it's a pizza. That shit's delicious as hell.
You did it! I'm so proud of you.
I'm too exhausted to reply and merely give her a weak, half-hearted thumb up. Yeah, I never would have made it without your pep talk. You make a great coach someday. I reads before gulping down a glass of water. Her eyes then light up and she clasps her hands together.
How about we go to the park after school tomorrow? It's beautiful there. We've been doing an activity together, and we could work on your poor condition. Since, no offense, but I've seen old men with better stamina than you.
I'll have her stucky comments. Ooh, so you're already bringing in the roasts. Sure, sounds fun.
Huh? Really? I was just teasing you. I know you don't want that.
Actually, I do. That sounds like a fun activity we can do together. Besides, you're right. I think I could do with some exercise. And without you cheering me on just now, I don't think I'd have found the strength to finish that pizza.
Okay, then, it's settled. Let's meet up after school tomorrow and go to the park.
Was that Sayori saying that? Yeah, that was Sayori saying that. Seeing that we've both finished our meals, the waiter comes over to ask us if we're ready to pay. Yeah, she's paying, yeah, I'm paying, we'll split the bill. We'll split the bill. That's what I marked down here. See? We'll split the bill. That's what we're doing.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Nice going, Alex.
Well, I thought we did split the pizza in half, so it'd be wrong if one of us pays the share of both. Because if you pick, she's paying, then you're just being a dick. If you pick to have her paying, then you make her feel like a burden, like she has to do everything. She was here since she was already paying for everything else up until that point. And so yeah, I smell mischievously. Besides, if I do this, he won't think this is a date.
Good. You were so smooth, I almost forgot for a second.
We both laughed for a brief moment, then remembered the waiter who was standing next to us, growing ever more impatient. Eventually, we both take our wallets and pay our halves. We grab our coats off the chairs and bags before we start walking home. And that's where I'll end it off for today. I have reached the 25-minute mark, and I'd like to keep it under 26 or 27 minutes, because I don't know how many gigs that's going to be, and it will probably be an overload on my phone, so that's where I'm going to end it for now. Hope you enjoyed this. I loved every single godforsaken second of it, and I wish I could have gone on for longer, and I could stream it and go on for hours, but it's just not possible. So we'll just stick with this instead. But I hope you love this as much as I did, and I'll see you in the next part. See ya.